Hello everyone, this is XCOM9 bringing you the new structure deck that came out recently, Order of the Spellcasters. Sorry that I'm a little late. This by the time I upload this video, the structure deck already came out. I want to say at least 2 weeks to a month ago, and it's already been topping. I'm trying to be as much fast as I can. I haven't had time to record. Other than that, if you see right here, this is the playmat of the structure deck, which I honestly wish we have this in rubber size, as in actual mats, not paper mats. Because I like the design of most of those structure decks mats, honestly. But these paper mats don't has just have good illustration, but it's terrible quality. It's freaking paper. So here's the structure deck. We're gonna open and we're gonna review each card that comes in the deck. Mostly the two best cards of the mostly the two best reprints of the cards in this structure deck will be Pot of Desires and Jordan Lockbird. But we're gonna see what else comes in this. Alright. Fucking beginner's guide. If you're watching this, you need to read it. If not, then you don't need this. The mats, of course, you don't need that. And there we go. We have the structure deck right there. So give us a sec. Let me zoom in so we can start opening. All right, and we'll see what we pull. Well, actually, we know what we're gonna pull, but we're gonna review the cards. Alright, so the first one is the boss monster of the deck, and Damien, the Mighty Master of Magic. Level 7, Pendulum Scales of 8. When it's on the Pendulum Scale, you can move 6 spell counters from your field. You special summon this card from the Pendulum Zone. Then count the number of cards you control that have a spell counter on it. Destroy up to that many cards on the field. And if you do, you place that many spell counters on the card equal to the number of cards destroyed. You only could use this Pendulum effect of Endanium once per turn, the Mighty Master of Magic. Pretty much could nuke your opponent's field because it doesn't say it has to be his own cards being destroyed. It could be your opponent's, and he'll just gain spell counters at it. And then its monster's effect is once per turn. When a spell, trap card, or effect is activated, it's a quick effect. You can return one card you control with a spell counter to the hand. If you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy it. Then you can place the same number of spell counters on this card that the return card has. When this card has a spell counter, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Also, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. When this card has a spell counter is destroyed by battle, you can add one normal spell card from your deck to your hand. Pretty much, when any spell trap card is activated, you return one card. It could be spells and traps or pendulums with counters or field cards to the hand and negate it, and then you destroy it. Pretty much what negating and destroying is. Then if that depend if the card that you use to pay the cost had like 4 spell counters, they pretty much get transferred to Endinium, so he'll gain them. And then when it has spell counters, it cannot be targeted with card effects. It cannot be destroyed like by Geki and Dark Hole. So and then when it gets destroyed by battle with a spell counter, you could add any normal spell. Pretty much could in a way add Pot of Desires or Monster Reborn since it's a normal spell card. It's pretty good. Standard, you need, I would say, at least 2. 3 kind of overkill. I haven't actually seen the list, but I know for sure you need 2 because it's a pretty good board wipe, and it's a pretty good way to um destroy your opponents. And you at least need 2 because then you could exceed to rank 7. There's some pretty good rank 7s out there, and you only need 2. Drakusaki is one of them. So we'll see what other new card came out in this set. We have Reflection of Endymion, Pendulum Skull 2, level 7. Pendulum effect is each time a spell card is activated, you place one spell card in this card. When that spell resolves, remove 3 counters from this card, and you special summon both this card from your Pendulum Zone and one monster from your hand. Then you can place a spell counter on it, and then if you do, you place one spell counter each. Pretty much pretty good. Its monsters effect. You only can special summon Reflector of Indanium once per turn. If this card is special summon, you target one card your opponent controls and one card you control with a spell card, except this card. Return the opponent card and your card to the hand. Then place each of the same card of spell counters. No, then place the same number of spell counters on this card that your return card had. So pretty much the same as the boss. That the monster that you use had 3. You pretty much transfer it over to itself. When this card with spell counters is destroyed by battle, you can add one Endymion card from your deck to your hand. Could be any spell, any monster, any trap with Endymion name on it. It's pretty good. Run it at least 2. Spell Power Mastery pretty much is the upgraded version of Spell Power Grasp. Because what it does, you add one Endymion card from your deck to your hand. Then you can count the number of Spell Power Masteries or Spell Power Grasp you control and or have in your grave and place that many spell counters among the cards you control. You only use this card once per turn. Pretty much if you use Spell Power Grasp, then you use Spell Power Mastery. That's 2 spell counters additional plus the additional spell counter that they get by activating. So it's pretty much you're gonna be having spell counters for days, pretty much with this card. And it's the reinforcement of the army for the Endymion archetype, so it's pretty good. You're gonna run this at 3. Dim Rated Path, target one spell card's effect once a grave, add it to your hand. And honestly, it's like a War Returning Alive or a Monster Reincarnation without the cost. I don't know how I feel about this card. Maybe 1, but I doubt it. Well, for sure, no more than 1. So we'll see what else we have. Oh, the new Link monster for them. Pretty much Daybreak of the Shiny Magical Warrior. Link 2. Requirements of 2 spellcaster monsters. If this card is Link Summon, place 1 spell counter on it. It gains 300 for each spell counter on it. You could TK with him, honestly. You can only activate each of the following effects of Daybreaker once per turn. The first one is a spellcaster monster special summon to a zone this card points to. You place a counter on it. Then you can remove 2 counters from this card, and then pretty much targets on the field destroyed. Secondary effect, it sucks. Honestly, everything has protection against targeting. It would have been better if it says it didn't target, just destroy 1 card. Not target 1 card. Oh, just send 1 card. Send doesn't target. You know? And then, the first effect's alright for gaining spell counters. The second effect, everything targets now, man. You're not gonna pop a Boar Sword with this. The hell, what are you thinking? That's it for the holos. Now we're gonna have Mastery Endymion. And this one, they pretty much all do the same thing for both Pendulum effects and Magician's effects. So in this one, same thing, spell card activated, you place 1 spell counter. You move 3 spell counters from this card. You special summon both this card from the Pendulum Zone and 1 card face up from your extra deck. So a Pendulum from the extra deck. And you can place, and you just special summon it, and you place 1 counter on each. Pretty good to return, to get monster back from the Pendulum monsters back from the extra deck zone. But remember, Master Rail 4, so lets you have links. You only get to have 1 spot, and that's the only spot you have. And then the monster effect, you can only special summon itself once per turn. When this card declares an attack, you place 1 spell counter on it. Once per opponent's once per opponent's turn, it's a quick effect. Remove spell counter from the field, not just from itself, anywhere from the field. Special summon 1 monster from your deck that you can place special counter on it. This card in the monster zone is destroyed. You can place this card in your Pendulum Zone, then place the same. Oh, it's a recycler. Pretty good. Honestly, this is pretty good. It could actually disrupt your opponent during their main phase or during their turn in general. And then if he dies, he doesn't really go to the extra deck. He just go to a Pendulum Zone if it's open. Honestly, I would run 3 of him. I could see a lot of disruption with this one. Pretty good card, honestly. Oh, fall down. So we have Servant of Endymion. Same gig as the other ones when it's in the Pendulum. Spell counter 1, you move 3. But with this one, you special summon both this card from the Pendulum Zone and 1 monster from your deck with 1,000 or more attack that you can place a spell counter on, and if you do, you place one spell counter each. Honestly, I could see this working with honestly everything. I would run 3 of these just right off the bat because it's specials from the deck, and then it's a monster effect. Of course, you only can use its effect once per turn. It's not a given. I mean, you can only special summon itself once per turn. When this card with a spell card can attack directly, so that's a peck. 900 peck. It's a little bit better than Cowboy for Game. But you could go Cowboy for Game even in this deck, I believe. Once per your opponent's turn, another disruption. Discard 1 card. You place 1 spell card on each card you control that you can place a spell card on it. This card in the monster zone is stored. You can place this card in your pendulum zone. So it's pretty much like the previous card. The pendulum effect, you remove 3 spell cards, you special summon it, and then a monster that can have a spell counter on it from your deck. Pretty good with 1,000 or more attack. Then the second, and then its monster effect could attack directly. That could be game already right off the bat. And then the second effect, the quick effect, this card you place 1 corner. That's honestly, that's maybe, I would say drastic because you already pay your cost because a lot of this revolve on paying to a spell counters. You already pay what the cost and you're running short, and I could see its quickie effect to negate. I mean, to activate so you'd be able to negate with something else. But honestly, I would run 2. The other one does more work at 3. This one, it just special summons and thins out the deck too, but I run it at 2 just because the other one has more disruption than this one. This one just, I guess, is a bacon saver in a way. It's just regenerate counters. It's not really that good other than it being on a scale. So we'll see what else we get. And I guess that's it for the new cards. We have Endymion, the previous boss monster from the 5D eras, I believe. That's a long time. You can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard by removing 6 spell cards from a Magic Citadel of Endymion, which is a field card. If you special summon this way, you can target 1 spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Then you can discard 1 spell, then target 1 card in the field, destroy it. Pretty much summoning itself from the grave is already good by removing spell cards that you could get 6 right off the bat easily nowadays. Because they're, I mean, of course, it's gonna say from its field card, but nowadays you could. There's other cards that has the Sweato or supposedly call that as same as a field card, so you move from there too. Then when it's special summon like this, you grab a spell card from your grave. Who wouldn't want to reuse a Raigeki again, honestly, or who wouldn't want to use Monster Reborn again, or you get what I mean. And plus, it's just not just any normal spell. Could be continuous, it be a quick play. You never know. You don't know the situation. And here's a funny part: it's not once per turn. You have triple of these guys in the grave. Triple summon, triple add back to the grave to hand. All your spell cards that you need. Get the Rota back. Get the Raigeki back. I don't know. It's not once per turn, so I would run 2 just because it's dark and you could lure darkness this. That didn't come in this deck. Good old Crusader and Redanium. Sad that you're a Gemini. If you guys don't know what a Gemini monster is, that means you gotta summon it twice in order to gain its effect. The first summon, it's just a regular vanilla monster. It has no effect. You resummon or you Gemini summon, then it gains the effect. All they do is just gain 600. It's not even. It's just a beat stick. Honestly, I would not run this card. Not how the today meta is. Defender, I'll probably want to want pretty much when this card is. It's just like Breaker. When it's normal summon, you place 1 spell counter on it. You only could have 1. Sad to say. Once per turn, if a spell cost a monster on the field will be destroyed, you can remove 1 spell counter from your field for each of those monsters, so pretty much protects itself with this effect. But maybe 1. I see 0, but I'll see how this deck is built. This is an old school card, Mythical Beast Cerebus. Can we just skip this? It's not that great anymore. It's not, honestly. I'm sorry. Its newer version is way better. Let's just skip this. This card shouldn't be in here. Mystical Beast Medusa. It's okay. The Pendulum Summon. The problem about this one is that its Pendulum skill is 4, so it's not that good. If it was 3, it'd be better. But its Pendulum effect is we have no cards in your other Pendulum Zone. Play one monster in your graveyard, and that you can place a Swift back on it. Pretty much everything in this freaking deck. Destroy this card, and if you do, you special summon that monster, and if you do that, you place one spell card on it. You don't can use its effect. It's a monster reborn. It's not that bad. And then it's regular monster effect. Each time a spell card activate, you get one counter. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can move 2 spell counter from your field and tag one face on monster the field. Its attack and defense become have its current into the end phase, so it gives a little bit of an option. I don't really see it running maybe more than one, but at the same time, I think I see better cards than this. Magical something. I'm sorry. The game's too quick. The whole idea of this deck is pendulum spell counters. We're gonna waste a normal or a special for this one. And it's just like every other spell counter. You activate a spell against one counter. The only thing is that this card level increased by the number of spell counters on it. Then when you have 3 on it, you could target one quick play spell and set it. Honestly, no. Oh, Magic Card Exemplar. Now, this one's good because it gets 2 spell counters each time a spell card is activated, and then once per turn, remove any number of spell counters from this card, and you special summon one spell card from your hand or grave whose level is equal to the number of spell counters you remove. It's pretty good, honestly. I do like this one, but how many we're running? I say no more than 2. Now, its newer form, which would be her Magic Card Adopter, I like more because if it's in the Pendulum Zone, it's a Pendulum skill of 3. You could summon if you have another copy of her. And then the other thing that's good about it, same thing as the gimmick, activate a spell, gains 1 counter, remove 3 counters, but this one lets you add any Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. That's pretty good in this deck, and it's not even a once. Oh, it is once per turn. My bad. But it doesn't say it's a hard once per turn. So if you get rid of this, you activate another one. You get what I mean? Each time a spell card is activated, you for the monster effect, I'm saying, you get a counter. It gains 100 for each spell card on it. Once per turn, you can move 3 spell card from the at one level 1. The monster effect is not that good. What level 1 monster spell card are you gonna add? Jordan Lockbird? Honestly, that's the only thing that's good. You're gonna probably use it for the pendulum. Not really for the secondary. But it's a pretty good card. I run at least 3, maybe 2. Not that much. This Chanter. Just like this. Next. Because it's terrible. Princess Magician. Other than it's a floater. And it just floats itself. It's bad. So we're going to go over next. Good reprint right here. Dark Magician of Chaos. During the end phase, this card was no more special summon this turn. You can target 1 spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of itself once per turn. This card destroys opponent monster by battle. After damage count, banish that opponent monster. If this face-up card will leave the field, banish it instead. It doesn't tell how it's normal or special summon, so as long as you special summon it, you get to add that 1 spell back. So it recycles. And then banish monsters instead. But honestly, it's already slow because the original boss monster does more work. Dude, even the old school boss monster doesn't have that once per turn. And it's pretty much the same thing. I would just want 1 maybe for the nostalgia. But honestly, you're old, fool. You're old. Fairy Tale Luna. I think you're just a filler, so we just go next. Summon a Monk. You can't go wrong with the Monk. You really can't. I will run at least maybe 2 to 3. Like I said, that's just my opinion at the moment. I haven't really saw the deck list of how people are running this type of deck. So we'll get back into that. Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. This is pretty much for the spellbook engine that they added to fill up this deck, honestly. Which honestly is not really that much needed. It switches up the butt. But I guess why they did it. It's not that bad. Magical Undertaker, it's a flip. That's done. I don't need any more. If it's a flip, it's gone. Like I said, if it's a flip, it's gone. Oh, Joe Warlock, how many lives have you destroyed? Ah, so good though. So good. One of the best reprints of this structure deck, honestly. And if you guys don't know what it does, if a card is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase, it's a quick effect. You can send this card from your hand to the grave. For the rest of this turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck or hand to the hand. So pretty much means it cannot be added. That means you cannot draw, you cannot search, you cannot anything. If it says you cannot draw or you cannot search, you can still do the one or the other. But if it says added, you can do nothing. Pretty much, if you guys are into Yu-Gi-Oh, people that use Trickstar uses this reincarnation just to be a dick to you and you can't do anything. But it's such a good card and it was due for a reprint, so I'm glad we have this. Alright, now we're gonna go with the spells. And there's one of the new spells in Damien's Lab. Is that Tempest Magician? Huh. I love that format more. If this card... Okay, so this is what we were talking about earlier. This card becomes magic instead of a Damien while it's in the spell and trap zone. Each time a spell card is activated, you get one counter. Once per turn, after damage card, your spell cost a monster is destroyed by battle. You remove 6 spell counters from your field. You spell summon 1 spell cost a monster from your hand or deck. Will activate 1 lab per turn. It's pretty good because it thins out the deck and it's a place that holds counters, so it doesn't have a limit like breakers or defenders. Just like some old school cards, you only had maximum of a certain number. This is pretty good. I honestly like this. Because, I mean, you could do the old school Endymion with it because it's considered the field card name. Then, speaking of the field card name, here it is. Then, same thing as the gimmick. Activate spell card, get 1 spell counter. If a card with a spell counter is destroyed, you place its counter on the field card instead. Once per turn, if you activate a card effect by removing a spell counter from a card you control, you can move that many from this card instead. This card would be destroyed. You just remove a counter. It stays on the field. You're not getting a Twin Twist here. You're not getting a Heavy Storm Duster. The only way you're going to do is you banish it or you bounce it back. That's the only way you're going to get rid of this card. Spell Part of Grasp. It pretty much just activate, have 1 spell counter, have another additional 1 for activating, and that's it. That's all it is. Just a deck dinner for this deck. Oh, look at that. You get 2. Why not 3? Give us 3. Arcane Barrier. Each summon spell counter monster on the field is destroyed. You place 1 spell counter on this card, maximum 4. You can send this card 1 place on spell counter monster control to the graveyard. You draw 1 for each. I could see this work with the field card, because you could just activate it. You have 4 on the field card. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna just draw for 4 cards right now. Good. Oh, here we go. The spellbook engine. Look at that. The road of a spellbook. You activate it and you add 1 spellbook deck from your hand, and you only can use it once per turn. Oh, look. Power. It gains 1,000. Yeah, it gains 1,000. Oh, yeah, nice. And then destroy monster by battle, you get out a spell card from your deck. Oh, cool, but you only can use it once per turn. Okay, cool. Spellbook. More spellbook. Oh, yeah, more spellbook. Wisdom, just, protection for one or the other, not for both. Fucking great. Magical Blast. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. For what? Baby burn? Honestly? Baby burn? This card, if you're gonna go with the burn route, go with Tempest Magician OTK. With this deck, you could do it. Why you? No. Bad card. Good card. I love this card. Bad thing is you gotta tribute 1 on the field and then you special summon from the hand. But hey, you get effects like that sometimes too. And then the second effect is not mandatory. So hey, good. You can't go wrong with terraforming. You just never can. So it's nothing. It's pretty good. Oh, left arm offering. Yikes. That's a good reprint. Not good for this deck. This only works for any. Oh, Manifest is actually a good deck that this work with. But honestly, I like Manifest. Could see this working with Manifest a lot. But not with this deck. Good reprint though. Good reprint. Honestly, on a personal level, I hate this card. I don't like it. It's terrible. A lot of people could agree. Oh yes, but you draw to a banishing 10. It's like a pot. Oh yeah, but what if the card you needed to draw just got banished, and it's a GG no re? I don't see what I could see the reason why people run it. I don't really like it because the cost is way too much. Extravagance has less of a hurt than this thing. So I really don't like this card at all in general. Mystical Beastamorph. Okay. I was gonna say bestiality, but doesn't work that way. And then it's a trap card. Each time you put a monster effect is activated, you get one counter in this card. When that effect is resolved, you can send this card with 6 on a spell card and add one spell from your deck. I don't see the reason why. It's a trap. With all these new spells that we're getting from this structure deck, it could literally set the whole board for the first turn. This no. Honestly, maybe, but no. It's mostly a no. Pitch Black Power Stone. Oh my god, this shit's a no-ass card. It just transfers spell counters. Honestly, no. Extra buck. No, I'm sorry, no. It's too slow. God, shit. Are you kidding me, Konami? Stop filling up this deck with crap you know that doesn't work. Oh, okay, Magic Circle. I could see how that one works. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. And that was it. Oh, and then you get the promos for the for the following new game, Legacy of the Duelist. You know, if you have a Switch, which by the time it comes out, it may be cheaper. And then Duel Links, if you haven't played that already, then I don't play it in general, but you know, it's just marketing that they add. Anywho, thank you so much. Sorry, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos of this type. I'm sorry, like I said earlier in the beginning, I'm a little bit late for the party for this one, but that's the review, I guess, in the analysis of my type on this video or on this deck. I mean, comment down below what would you like to see or what or what do you think of this video, and then I'll try to get more content as much as I can. Been busy with work. I'm trying to still balance a lot of things out. Other than that, thank you so much. Subscribe, give us a like, ring that notification bell button if you can, share with your friends. Trying to build up my base. I'm trying to make more videos as much as I can. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.